Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good night to those in our presence and those out there in Radio Land. It's a pleasure to be here once again. I'm very pleased with the discussion so far. Very thoughtful and thought-provoking ideas. And it's very good to have the legal side here and to have the youngster in the group who's much younger than us, who can see things from the level of people who are really affected. That is the teenagers and early 20-something. I want to look at crime and how it affects the economy in two areas. One, the issue of gang violence is a very detrimental issue in that if you recognize you're living in a community of East End, the Valley, South Hill, Blowing Point, West End, and the way how Anguillar's economic, physical development has taken place, most of the physical development is at the western side of the island. And many times, most of the young men, preferably who get involved in undesirable acts, would normally work in sectors like construction, tourism, and the services industry. So the magnitude of the problem is very large. If you're from the east, as using the terminologies that's out there, the east and west thing, and you cannot get a job in West End, South Hill, stand the ground because of fear for your life or limb, that is a serious problem. And these are the issues that these young people face out there. These are the issues that they put themselves in. And we are appealing to the young people, the young men in particular. We have to stop this behavior, this gang behavior. Because what is happening now, we find that we're going to denigrate our society, our villages. Because if you cannot go to another village to find a job, and you live in a village where unemployment is limited, you're not going to have a job, you're going to steal, and we see the prevalence of stealing in the areas. And most of the stealing, in my opinion, is done by people within the communities. That if you can't go nowhere else to get a job, you're going to stay within your community and you're going to rob from your mother, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors, and your friends. And that is something that we have to look at carefully, and in terms of the law enforcement. The way that these young people have placed themselves, they cannot go in different areas. So the first place to look for crime is within the community. Because somebody from the west will think twice about coming to the east to commit a crime, to use the colloquial terms. So our young people have put an additional added pressure on themselves, compounded by everything else. And that is why today you're seeing a lot more crime by a lot of the younger people, because they cannot go out of their village to find a job because of this gang foolishness that they put themselves in. So I'm appealing to the young people, you're destroying yourselves and you're destroying your country, and it's a very difficult problem. But we have to appeal to them, and they have to recognize what they're doing to themselves. From my experiences in St. Thomas and throughout the state, unfortunately most of the universities that I attended were in ghetto areas. It seemed like most of the black universities and some of the state-run universities are in these four areas. And you're faced directly every day with gangs. I heard gunshots at night, during the day, going to school. There were gang fights between young men from Detroit and Miami and all those sorts of things. It's a real problem. And it can totally destroy our country because we are not prepared for it, to deal with it. The youth themselves don't understand. The institutions are not there to really grapple with this issue. And as a developing country, where money is a problem, we have a problem. So it will take a concerted effort by all aspects of society. And as you can see, we are not here to blame anybody. Government has a role to play. The churches, and I see we have a good presence of church folk here. The youth council, the communities, the schools, parents, teachers, and we are about bringing hope and about bringing people together, because Anguilla can no longer be divided. We can no longer keep people out of the decision-making process because they don't agree with us politically or socially or whatever. Anguilla is bigger than all of us. And we hope that similar organizations, not just politicians, the church groups, the youth council, and many organizations we have a following, can really develop more of these forums to really stimulate debate, because we don't have the answers and we're not here trying to give you the answers. But we have started a process. And I have some questions for the legal head here, and some questions for the youth council there that can clarify certain things in my mind. Another key issue for debate later will be the whole issue of the school, of violence in the school. I'm confused as to what are the legal implications, what the laws say with regards to children who fight in school, the suspension laws, the policies, because it is very frightening to see the incidents that occur in the school. And for a young child, in the high school for example, someone stabbed you today. 2 days later, that same person is back in school, you are in school. You have to face that person. They may be in your own class. Somebody engages in all sorts of other activities in school, and you're faced with these people every day. And to me, something is not right. Something is not right where you can have a child who commits a crime such as a stabbing, be back in school within a week or two, and the person who was stabbed have to sit in the same class with that person, and we expect that person not to react in a negative way. And these are major problems. My wife is a teacher, so I hear these things every day. And we all know that these are good. So I really want to understand what's happening with the school system in terms of suspension policies. I know we have all kind of human rights and the rights of the child, because in our day, you can get suspended or expelled for a lot less things. So that's an area that, I hope to get some clarity on.